Okay, we're on a mission. We got to get tubing so that we can make a adapter for the adapter. This is what I got. I found this long stuff, but it's too long. I don't need that. But I got some other stuff. This one would go inside that one. But I got some stainless that's pretty thick, so we're gonna try that. Also, we'll see what we can do. Hiding out in the store. All right, trying this out. So we have motor and we have set adapter. We gotta go like that. That don't fit. So I was thinking, I found that stainless steel, which doesn't quite fit in here, but with a little sanding would have fit. But the problem is this just doesn't, I get on there, too loose, way too loose. Then I thought, okay, I can take 2 of these pieces of brass because my big brass fits in here just snug. It was like perfect. I was like, oh, okay, no playing it whatsoever. But obviously this isn't thick enough to get in there. So I thought, okay, well, hell, I'll stick one of these inside here, which is a really snug fit for that. You know, that fits right in there. I was like, yeah, cool. Okay, so these 2 pieces fit together. But even on this is way too loose. It's got lots of play. So on to finding something else. 16 bucks, not down the drain, but 16 bucks wasted trying to buy this to get it to work. And of course you can't get those out of the packaging without destroying the packaging. So we're back to square one. All right, the famous McMaster car. So I found some stainless steel tubing that is 8mm outer diameter, 6mm inner diameter for $36.47 for half a meter long, which, okay, yeah, I guess that's not horrible. And it's stainless steel, so it's pretty smooth. Or there is the just seamless steel tubing. It's just steel, it's not stainless steel. And it's only $19.05 for 1 meter. So I think we're gonna go with that and see how that works. So yeah, well, we'll get some other shit coming with this to make the order somewhat usable, so I don't spend more than what I'm buying in shipping. But you know how that goes. All right, and we're getting out there. We're gonna build something. Hey, look what came in like a whole day early from McMaster Car. It is 8mm on the outside and 6mm on the inside. A little tight. Nothing that a little grinding on the tubing couldn't do. So I'm like, all right. This side too is just a tad snug. I mean, I might be able to force it down in there, but I don't want to do that. So there is one solution to my adapting problem. So we'll see if we can get this to fit in there. And I'll probably by tomorrow, I will show you the better solution to this problem. All right, first attempt. I took the chunk off of my long piece because I had to buy a whole meter of it. So I started with a small chunk. I was about that big. I was like, well, shit, I can't even fit that in the lathe. So I doubled it. So I put it over here in the lathe. And just for shits and giggles, I whittled it down a little bit. And of course, this stuff moves when it's way out here. It flexes. So I was taking off more right there than I was back there. So I would get it just enough, thinking that it would fit in to my, the clutch. But yeah, it fits, but it's, you can't hardly tell, but it's loose. It's slightly loose. It's looser than what I want. So I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. Let me see what I can do. So I got another piece, put it in my drill. The only thing I did was because when I cut it, I just cut it with a damn grinder. Well, that widens out the end. So I just used a file and filed it a little bit, and then took the sandpaper and just ran the sandpaper enough that I got a snug fit. And if I can do this with one hand, I probably can't. There. It is just a snug fit till it bottoms out in that thing. There we go. It's in there. And it doesn't wiggle. There's no play in it whatsoever. So, chalk one up for Team Low Tech. Now, how I get the inside to fit on that shaft is the next challenge. All right, gonna stick with Team Low Tech. What I'm gonna do is I've got me a round rat file, and I'm just gonna go in and out and see if I can get it to fit on there and have it without any play. All right, this looks so wrong in so many ways. Literally not enough to do anything with, and it's still pretty snug on the shaft. So we'll just keep doing it little by little, see what it can do. Anything out of it, so it might not be doing anything, but it went in just a little bit, just a hair. Oh, that's getting on there, but it's tight, so a little bit more. Not quite. Middle. There we go. Snug as a bug in a rug. Now, can I get it out? So yes, I can get it out. So it is a snug fit all the way down. So we have that, and this is gonna have to get lopped off about that much. But we have the outside, and then we'll have the inside, and there is a Team Low Tech spacer, and I'll cut it to the exact length I need, and hopefully I'll probably have to file some more whenever I do cut it to get it on that shaft and in that adapter, and yeah, we'll try that next. All right, now that we've got our shaft cut to length, there is the mark for cutting off the shaft of the motor, and we have our sacrificial Ziploc bag that we're going to stick the motor in, shove the shaft out, tape it off, and then we can cut it without any of the shavings going into the motor and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, bag zipped. We have the main shaft taped off from the spot right there. So now we can see exactly where we're going to cut. We got to go to that line. So we got the tape to make sure nothing gets in here when we grind it, and cut it off, and then we grind it to length. Yeah. Don't be afraid. It's only a $340 motor. Well, I couldn't get an 8mm shaft, but I'm sure I can get a 6mm shaft. This is what we're going to do. Just like that. There goes the piece of shaft. There we go. Cut off from there. And now you can see I got a little ways to go before it gets down to the mark I want. And so we'll get that next. So you got to listen to how tight this is. Oh, damn it, didn't do it. Fast. It catches right at the very end. Oh, there it is. I got a good fit. Okay, so this is just a test fit. As you can see, the belt is riding pretty much back where it was. It looks like it's a little bit higher than what it was, but we're all back doing the same thing. So we're pretty close. It's riding exactly the way it was before. I'm thinking that the aluminum is actually flexing a little bit with the tension, and I got the same amount of tension on here, so it's doing the same thing. But I noticed that this plate is actually flexing a little bit, which kind of sucks, but it's been doing that forever. Now, what I'm going to do is not only solder on the bullets to attach it to here, and then once I get that, then I will go through and give it a test whirl and see how it does. 1, 2, and 3, and some covering. Yeah. And it's time to throw it into there. There we go. We're all installed. And now I just gotta program it, reprogram it, and then test it. See if I've got it spinning the right direction and all this other kind of good stuff. So I found out it's an 8-pole motor. It has a continuous 3,000 watts at 12S and 1,260 RPM. RPM. It was at 70% on 12S, so I switched it to 10S, and now I'm up around 85%, which makes me a little bit happier. So we'll see how this does. All right, we're plugged in. Now I can plug in my 10S packs and see how this is gonna do. You guys know me, I always have a idle RPM for all my setups so that I don't have a big shock starting or stopping my stuff. So let's just bring it up, and I've got this nice stand so it's not hitting anything. Everything's freely to move, and we'll see if this thing actually spins up or not.
Ground idle.
Okay, so it spins, but I don't think that that is the right direction. And of course, I've got to have it spin that way, and
Ground idle.
it's going the wrong direction. So we're going to swap 2 of these leads and call it good. There we go. It's a quick swap, and see if it spins up.
Ground idle.
And it goes the right way. It's going this way like it's supposed to. So we'll see how this...
Ground idle.
That is about 900 RPM. See, it's got a little bit of vibration in here. A little more than I like, but I don't know how bad it was before with that motor. So, sounds nice. It's not smoking. It's not even warm. So, let me get another camera on here and we'll see how this does. Up to 900.
Ground idle.
And then we're gonna go full and see how that does.
White RPM.
Shaking like a bitch. Oh, and that's way too slow for my idle. So, I imagine that there is lots of shit on here that's not the way it's supposed to be. So, I had it at, was 1100 RPM for the idle just to get it to spin. And that's what I got to go back up to. I think I dropped it down to 900. So, it's not even spinning the clutch fast enough to engage it. So, we'll go back in, we'll reprogram it, and we'll call it good. And then we'll show you the other thing that I'm going to do as a test to see if my adapter works better than this other thing. Okay? Yeah. All right. I adjusted up the idle RPM to where it was before on the other motor, and let's see if it spins it slightly.
Ground idle.
There we go. Man, that thing really vibrates like shit. I got on my... Oh. That's why it's vibrating. I'm missing 2 of my bolts up here. When you're missing 2 bolts off of 5, it's going to vibrate. So, all right. Now I'm going to try out this. And to make it a little bit easier to plug these back in and not have to worry about trying to get the right ones, I'm going to put some red tape on the red one and some white tape on the white one. And the white one is kind of yellow because it's been overheating over the years. So maybe this motor will be better. So we got the adapter. We got the clutch off because there was only 1 bolt holding it on. Not a big deal. Now I have this adapter, and I'm hoping that it will fit in there. Yeah. So now I just got to get this little C-clip that's right on there. I got to take that C-clip off, and then it will come out of the clutch assembly. And it's never the big things. Just fit right in there, no big deal. I go to put the set screw in from this one, and this one is the next size bigger than that one. So, of course, I have to find a set screw, and I did find one, but now I don't know where the hell I put it. What the hell that was on there, and now I see that it's not. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. But this is kind of cool. So this one has a set screw on this side and that side, compared to this one, which only had a set screw on one side. So there's a better balance going on already on this one. So we'll see how that goes. All right, go from one dilemma to another. So I found another set screw. It's really hard, but now I need a 6mm thing. And lo and behold, my child has taken my set of Allen wrenches somewhere in this pile of stuff over here. All right, we go find it. All right, so got it all on here. It's riding just a little bit higher than before. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide that adapter down just a hair and get it to ride in the same spot that it was before. And there we go. Now we're riding right back where we were. Just slid it down a little bit on the shaft, not a big deal. I could make a little spacer to go on there, but I'm just going to go with it for now. So it still rides along there because this is actually twisting a little bit that way whenever I put it on there. So this isn't a very thick piece of aluminum, and it's kind of thin and all these other places. So it does ride on the bottom side of the clutch tooth area, but been doing that for 16 years, so I think we're going to be okay. All right, got it plugged in, got control over it, and let's see how it's going to spin. Whole lot smoother, especially when you got all the bolts in up here. But yeah, this is a lot smoother on the motor itself. I'm really happy with that. So having a actual adapter that is fit and made and balanced with 2 screws and all that kind of good stuff is, I can feel the difference in the motor area just with the idle RPM. So I think we're good. Now I can go through, I can take it all back apart, Loctite all the shit, put it all back together, and let's stick it back in that thing up there and see if it will work whenever the rain stops. So stay tuned to part 3. Jesus, 3 parts. This one was a little long. It was like, Jesus Christ, 18 minutes. All right, but was it fun? Did you learn something? Did you make fun of me? That's what I look forward to. All right, get out there and build something.